Hey, this is Thrand. This is a special video just for Micheal Babbage. He's a friend of mine, and I've been talking about spear thrust with him. If anybody else gets to see this, he may share it, who knows. But everybody thinks they use the spear this way, and this is the most reach I can get. I'm standing here, boom. That's my reach. And if you notice, everything's coming up at an angle. The shield would be in the way with this. I'd have to be under the shield or up over, and it'd be very awkward like this with very little power. But apparently everybody thinks this is what they're doing. And this is very awkward with it coming up like this. Where I advocate, if I have it this way, and you see how far back I am, correct? And if you're watching what I'm doing, if I flip it back over, I can't even reach it. But when I have it like this, I have much more reach and range of motion over the top of the shield than I would like this, which I'd have to be up here. And the only other idea I can come up with, which I've never seen this anywhere, and it's pretty awkward too if the head's pretty heavy, is pretty silly. And even this one, I don't even have that reach with it really. Very awkward to reach out. But I have it this way, I can start getting pretty extreme. The guy doesn't know how far away I'm going to be able to hit him. As long as I'm good at what I'm doing, I'm not going to lose the actual head. Even if I throw it too far, it can be brought right back. Alright, in a shield wall, you're normally locked up and holding together with your shields, and at least they're overlapped to this rim. This is how this one comes out in that position. Or I have to pull it all the way back to get up here. And I've got this long spear, much longer than this one, up here, pulling my arm down, and even if I have more under here, this is awkward. Or is anybody seeing what I'm trying to say here? This is not a good thrust. So if we're locked up, this doesn't get in my way. I can stay locked up in the shield wall, hit a guy and pull back, hit another guy and pull back, hit another guy, it will actually possibly work. And if we get in a clinch, I can still use it. And if I had to come under, I have a possibility of making this work. This way is very weak, trying to stab under like this. And with everybody behind me, this is not happening. At least in this method, I can keep it up here, not worried about people behind me, keep my arm back in at an angle, and be protected, and not hit people behind me, and take pot shots out when I get the chance. And even hit people to the sides. A lot more awkward in this situation, but it could be done while you're trying to defend behind the shield, and your arm's protected when you're holding it up. Alright, in a shield formation, this position protects other people behind me. In other words, I have something up here, my arm is not going to hit them because I can have a really long pole, no matter how long it is, be in close and not be hitting people as I'm drawing back. At an angle. All my targets are over the top of this shield. If I'm in close, then that's what I'm doing. I'm in close. My spear should be by my head while I'm using it, not out here where somebody can grab it and pull it over their shield. The other thing is, you'd say, well, if I bring it down here, I'm going to hit people. Well, if we're lined up properly, technically no, but I still have the option of having it back like this, and see how I see a leg down here? I can come under and stab feet if I want to. I can stab feet a long ways off, not just close. If I can get under there to one of them without hitting my buddy, but I can keep this coming up and down the entire time with these low thrusts, meaning that I don't have to worry about the guy behind me because I'm using it this way up close. Now I'm saying they never used it this way ever. I don't know. If the line was a loose formation and we're going from range and I can open my shield up freely without getting hit, but if I open my shield up too much, what's the point in having a shield? If I can do all this stuff with it, like everybody's talking about parry, what's the point in having the shield? It's doing nothing but being on my side. That's why I advocate maybe in the back ranks, behind the front shield wall, while they're holding the line, people probably had these things strung on their backs with the big old 9-foot spears, and they were probably doing stuff more like this to get over their own men. If they needed to put their shield on and they needed to close the line, they could take it off, put their shield on, and run up and take the rank to somebody that's being drawn out. In which case you'd have to use some closer methods, or possibly even take your dory, put it here, draw your sword, and maybe even use that, because this would be great for cutting in here, cutting at legs, and stabbing at people in the face if you didn't need range. So that's just what I advocate. I think this is a close range tactic. It keeps people who get in on you from getting a hold of your weapon. It protects your arm, and that's where all your targets are going to be. When you have shield against shield, with a shields like this, I can't hit a leg. Maybe a greave or a foot if I was lucky, but I can't hit a leg without having a headshot come at me. So the idea is if somebody comes in with a sword and you have it this way, you can still fight him effectively this way. When I fought in my other video, I wasn't realizing that. I had my spear out like this, and I had a long spear. This was stupid. That's how I had to getting knocked out of the way first and parried out of the way before he came in. I kept having it ripped out of my hand by Marquez. If I would have had it back like this and used a proper technique, I could have even hit it behind my shield if I wanted to come out low or something, or have it behind and then just kind of surprise the guy. But it wouldn't have been in danger of being manipulated. Anyway, I think that's all, Babbage. I'm going to put that out for just you and see what you think about it. Hi, Farmel, and thanks for all your help.